bar De Koningin aan De Koninginnenweg. Barry knows everything about distributing maps and plans here, so if you like to do that, and it is amazing, the Monday evening private listening session in bar De Koning in De Koninginnenweg, be there. From 10 o'clock till late. That's for tonight. Now EBU Master School number 5. Nathalie Lavalette.
Thank you. Good afternoon. A very warm welcome to the 5th edition of the Master School. It's a pleasure to be here today. Last week, EBU released a press communiqué. European Broadcasting Union's Master School on Radio Feature student wins gold for Best Feature at Sony Radio Academy Awards. This was about Katie's success and work, who we are so happy, I can see her, where is she? Yeah. We are so happy and proud to have with us today. And this was about us, about the team of the Master School, and this is also a recognition by the EBU at a corporate level, and Laurent, who is in the room, knows what it means, of the importance and of impact of what we EBU training are doing. We care for media professionals. We commit to enhance their skills in creativity and innovation. And in addition to the EBU Master School, EBU training does short courses for you program makers. And typically, one of the courses that we do could be of interest to you, the Transmedia Storytelling Masterclass, which takes place in Geneva at the end of May. If you are looking to expand an existing radio project or thinking of building a new story around transmedia concept, this course will take you through the necessary steps to carry out a successful transmedia project. Liam O'Brien attended the course in February, and Lisbeth Jessen will attend the course in May. And I have put copies of the communique, of the Transmedia Storytelling Masterclass port flyer, and then the DVD. So we are very, very happy today to present you the 5th edition of the Masterclass. It attracted 30 candidates, among which 14 were chosen, actually mostly ladies. They worked very hard during 9 months and produced some great masterpieces. Corinne, my colleague, has put all the stories on the DVD, and there is a copy for each of you. And it's a visit card, I would say, for the trainees, and this is something they can show and be proud to present. So you know how it works, and I won't go through it. So now, Edwin, the floor is yours. Play it again, sir.
Hello, thank you. A colleague from Poland said that I look like a pilot today. So, fasten seatbelts, there we go. If you could compare the EBU Master School to a vegetable garden, this would give me the chance to give you, to show you, you could listen to a little poem, a Dutch poem. It has to do with vegetables, and I think with us. It's very short. I can take it all. The withering of beans, flowers dying. With dry eyes I can see the potatoes being dug up. When it comes to those, I'm really tough. But young lettuce in September, just planted, still limp, in little moist beds. No. So the young lettuce, 2011, is here. So Natalie told us how many people were taking part in this master school, and in fact 2 observations. It's true, we had 30 entries, 28 were ladies. This is very strange anyhow. And secondly, most of the topics are very serious. I don't know if there's a relation. And some of them, 6 of them could be here, and we will listen to a short excerpt. It's a strange evolution, and I think in many offices of radio feature departments, the job is done by ladies. I don't know, perhaps that women are attracted to more slower delicate work, less depending on deadlines? Has it to do with family, with children? Have they a more natural concern for social issues? But we cannot deny the fact. 28 on 30. Then concerning the themes and the topics of this fifth master school, well, I have to confess it's not very, very funny. It's about serious problems. Mainly there's a very strong interest in this year, of this year's people for victims, people who suffer, about loneliness, also about displaced persons who are on the wrong place, on the wrong moment. And I think it has to do something with society, with migration, globalization. But it was really striking for me to see how many themes about this issue. Sexual abuse, violence of political regimes and so on. But also very good steps into improvements there in the successful struggle for life against what we call fate, but what we very or better could call power and injustice, not just fate. So these features of this year, they give a very deeply social dimension and reflection on how life is and how life could be. So Il Padre Brice has spoken. Now we go to the presentation of the next of the 6 excerpts, and Lisbeth, the floor is yours.
My name is Lisbeth Jessen. I was one of the coaches in last year's master school, and I would like to invite Nicoline to come here with me on stage. And Nicoline Greer is from RTE. And maybe you could say something about how your work was with your coach at the master school before we hear the excerpt.
Yeah. Well, it was great, and it was Eva from Austria was my coach, and I'd like to say thanks to her. She was really great. She she put on a lot of time and effort into the project, and she was very encouraging, because at the beginning I kind of had I was a bit anxious about the subject. It was about survivors of breast cancer, and there was a bit of discussion around whether or not that would be an interesting topic, and I was worried about it. But I talked about it with Eva, and she was really good at kind of teasing out how we could make it work and the different layers that we could bring out in the program. So it was great.
And why did you choose this subject, this topic?
Well, there were a few different kind of reasons why, and one of them was that I wanted something, because the master school lasts over a couple of months, I wanted something that would kind of develop over that time, and I could, I didn't know what was going to happen, which kind of appealed to me. Like at the beginning, this was it's a project about a woman who started a project with she wanted to develop a team of paddling boats called dragon boats, but she had no money, she had no women involved, she had no boats, so I didn't know if she was going to succeed or not. So that was one thing I liked about it. I liked the idea that we could tell 2 stories. One was the development of the team and these women coming together and all being survivors of breast cancer, that they were supporting each other as a byproduct of being of the team. And then interweaved with that, there was their own personal stories of cancer, what they'd personally been through, which I recorded in sort of a more quiet environment.
Because one of the good things about the master school is that you have time, because we start the process in February and then we end the production in August, September. And that gives you, I think it's very seldom, it gives you time for going deep into a feature, and also to follow a development in it. So now we'll hear the excerpt, and then I'll just ask you a few things afterwards. Okay.
Hey, other boat! We've had a request from in our boat. They want to challenge you. Come the race. We're going to beat you. Oh yeah. Okay, ladies, at this level then, when we're trying to race, it's all about timing, all right? Okay. Go. In. Go. In. It's all about timing. Come on, neck and neck. 2, 1, and reach. We're doing it. And easy.
Neck and neck.
Girls, it's just about taking part.
Well, we've just put the boats in the water for the first time. We got both boats in. It was nerve-wracking, and we had a lot of fun. And sure enough, Marion got us racing. So I think I lost this time, but I'll be keeping score, so I'll have to pay her back.
That's another thing hospitals don't warn you about, that lots of people cope very well having the treatment, but then when the treatment finishes, you can go into a depression.
And I found one day, I remember meeting my sister in town for lunch, and she said, "Yeah, what's wrong?" And I couldn't speak. I started crying. She goes, "What's wrong?" She goes, "What's wrong? What's happening?" She was in a big pain. I said, "I don't know." But it's so common that when you finish everything, suddenly the hospital says, "We'll see you in 3 months, 6 months," and you're out on your own. And you're going, "What now? Who's minding me? Who's keeping an eye on everything? And, what happens if I get a pain here?" And you don't really know what to do. And people usually say, "Oh, you finished. Oh, you're great. You're better now." And yeah, in your mind, you're thinking, "Okay, I'm finished the treatment. I should be better. I am better, and it's gone." But you try to get back into normal life, but life it's like the new normal, and you have to learn to adjust to the fact you've had that. Like everything, it impacts on so many different things. Even you can't ever forget. And if people say to you, "Forget you've had cancer," you can. Look, I'm sorry, it's always there somewhere in the back of your mind. I realise now I was struggling, and I never. I in the end I gave up my job because I was very lucky in a position where I was able to leave my job and take medical retirement. And then you go, the idea. I just want to know one thing: I never want to work 5 days a week again. Because I realised first, I don't know how many years, I used to work. I started a Saturday job when I was 16. I was still at school, and from that time, I always had some job right up until this. I was always doing something. But a job dictates your whole life. You know that. And my whole life was Monday to Friday. You knew where you were going to be and planning this and my greatest pleasure in life, I still get excited, is rarely setting an alarm clock. When I do set one, it doesn't matter because it's usually for something nice that I'm doing, you know what I mean? So it's I know it sounds ridiculous, but it's great just waking up when you wake up.
So it's not a question about prices, what we make, but we have to mention also that you at EFA, but you got a feministic prize, an American prize with this piece. What is the name of it?
It's called the Gracies, so it's very exciting. It's American prize for women in media. So it's great and delighted.
And it's just like 1 month ago.
Yeah, well, the ceremony is actually next week. So,
so congratulations.
Thank you.
And,
one perhaps of the most emotional sequences of this production of this year comes from Kasia, Gazis Polish radio. Please join us, Kasia. What is the program about in a few lines?
Well, so it's a story of Alona. Alona is a Ukrainian girl who, with her brothers and sister, appeared in Polish orphanage, I think, orphanage, 6 years ago, because foster parents left them in Poland. And I tried to discover the secrets of Alona's life and Alona's past.
And there's a process, there's the court is involved. And you interviewed her, in fact, in very difficult situations. You had as coach Steven Eriksson, by the way. It's very delicate material, and I think when you listen to these 2 minutes, that you can feel how a trauma, in this case it's sexual abuse, what it can leave as traces in a young girl's mind and heart, and you can hear at the voice of someone, and that's real radio, how touching it is. How difficult was it to keep, let's say, the balance between privacy, emotion, not go over the edge? Did you have a certain control on that, or?
Not exactly. I think she wanted to say somebody. Well, she said it, of course, before to a psychologist, but of course I asked her about it, but not all things are in the piece. Then I can say, with Steven, we decided that we don't need much more. But I think it was also for her some kind of, I don't know why she wanted. I think she has got a problem because about the sexual abuse. We are not sure because the case about sexual abuse is now at the court. I cannot say she was sexual abuse, but I can say she was beating, she was abused in some way, but I cannot say it's really true. She was sexual abuse. So it's.
But let's listen to her. It's very strong. Thank you, Kasia.
To właśnie było 1 września, ten dzień pamiętam, bo jak my wracaliśmy ze szkoły, już było tak wieczorem, ale jeszcze było jasne. Przyjechał opiekun, Max i Szurik. Zacząłem z nim rozmawiać, bo opiekun tam pytał, jak tam minęły nam wakacje, tak. Później opiekun mi powiedział, żeby ja ubrała się w strój kąpielowy, rozdzielny. A mówię, musisz dostać karę. No i wtedy pojechał Sasza, Maksim, ja. Opiekun wyciągnął z samochodu takie 2 grube sznurki. No i wziął mnie do jednego drzewa, przywiązał jedną rękę i do drugiego rękę. No i wszyscy się oczyli. Najpierw był Maksim właśnie bity. Dostał pokrzywą po buzi, po całym ciału, no nie? I później ja właśnie zaczęłam strasznie krzyczeć, no nie? Bo to strasznie to biegło. I krzyknęłam, niech ktoś mi pomoże. Opiekun tak właśnie patrzy na mnie. On mówi, córeczko, ty przecież wiesz, że musisz dostać karę. Zaczął właśnie krzyczeć dalej. I wtedy szło moich 2 nauczycielów. Jeden właśnie miał rower, a drugi nie. I oni szybko właśnie podbiegli do tego opiekuna. Jego popchnęli i mówią, ty co tam zwariowałeś coś? Jeden nauczyciel był z fizyki, a drugi z muzyki. Później oni mnie rozwiązali i oni mówią, że oni zaraz wezmą policję, no nie na niego.
Kogo wezmą?
No policję.
Policję?
Tak.
Thank you, Kasia.
So we will continue with Lovisa from Sweden. Lovisa Lam, will you come here? And maybe we will start in another way. We will hear the excerpt first, and then we'll talk afterwards. Okay. Yeah, but stay here, yeah. We'll because it's from the beginning of your piece.
Yes.
So we will hear the first 2 minutes, and then we'll talk later.
Då återupptar migrationsdomstolen förhandling.
Ja, jag ber var och en av er att sätta er in i följande situation. Ni är gifta. Gifta med en person som ni har känt sedan ungdomsåren. Så plötsligt en dag så sker det som inte får ske. Er hustru, er man försvinner spårlöst. Dagarna går och ni får inget svar på vad som har hänt er älskade. Så får ni plötsligt av någon anledning frågan om ni fortfarande anser att ni har en relation till er hustru, till er man. Vad svarar ni? Vad jag med all säkerhet vet är att det som inte fick ske, det hände Larsen. Den dagen då hans hustru försvann spårlöst.
Dokumentärredaktionen sänder Försvinnandet. Att leva med en person som är spårlöst borta. Av Lovisa Lam.
God morgon. Kan jag hjälpa dig? Kaffe finns. Kaffe. Vad kostar? 10. Lite mjölk. Icke. Kaffe och fikabröd. Det finns wienerbröd där och kanelbullar. Smörgås? Ja. Lite socker. Ja. Lite socker, 2 bitar.
I en liten kiosk på en pendeltågstation strax utanför Stockholm tar Lassen emot dagens första kunder.
Vi ses imorgon.
Kiosken ligger inklämd precis bredvid rulltrappan ner till perrongen. Just nu är det morgonrusning.
Ja, bara de här kalkonmackorna.
Tjena amigos. ¿Cómo está? Piano.
Lassen flyttade till Sverige i februari 2007. Han kom hit för att leva tillsammans med sin fru Jasmin. De hade känt varandra sedan de var barn och gift sig ett halvår tidigare.
Hej, ciao amigo. Men, har du lite påsar?
Ja, tack.
Lassen är född och uppvuxen i Marocko och Jasmin hade kämpat för att ordna hans uppehållstillstånd. Alla papper var klara och Lassen landar på Arlanda flygplats torsdagen den 8 februari 2007. När han kommer ut i ankomsthallen möts han av Jasmins mamma och sin farbror Loffe. Lassen kan se att de har gråtit.
Första frågan från mig är: var är Jasmin? Jag har blivit chock. Och jag tror att de ljuger eller de driver med mig.
Men det är inget skämt. Jasmin är försvunnen. Lassens svärmor berättar att hon saknas sedan 10-tiden kvällen innan. Lassen kan inte tro på det hon säger. Det låter som ett påhitt. Att Jasmin skulle vara försvunnen.
So, Lovisa.
Yes. I just want to say there was something wrong with the translation, so there's a piece missing if people were confused.
So this is start of a thriller, I think. So
yes.
how do we get a? Will the mystery be solved in your piece?
No, the mystery of Yasmin is not solved in the piece. It's the story of Lassen's life after he arrives in Sweden, and how he's coping with his life after finding out that his wife is missing.
And you worked together with Stephen on the piece?
Yes, I did.
So, and how was the reaction of it in Sweden, this piece?
I received quite a few emails after it had been broadcast from people who wanted to help him. I mean, you can hear in the beginning here that there's a trial, and he was put into a trial because he wasn't allowed to stay in Sweden because his wife had disappeared, although he wanted to stay, and he had this small kiosk that he had opened. And but yeah, so a lot of people emailed and wanted to help him, and wanted to comment on the program and comments on the webpage as well for the Swedish radio.
And so, will there be a follow-up? Will you continue to work? Because I mean, it's a mystery, and you are opening it, and you have got some, help from the audience. So will we have a follow-up?
I hope so. I'm not working on it now, but who knows? I mean, Yasmin has been disappeared now for 4 years, so nobody knows if she will show up or if she's dead or alive or where she is. So, of course, I mean, it's it's made for a follow-up. But
good. Thank you very much, Lovisa.
Thank you. One important part, we ask Eva, one important part of the Master School is a meeting we have in Brussels, kind of collective brainstorming. It means that each participant comes with one interview of 3 minutes and one scene of 3 minutes. And we discuss about it, and very often the topic or the way of approaching it might change in the way. When we listened to the excerpt at that moment from Eva Nachmironova, from Czech Republic, there was like a kind of shiver running through our spines. Eva, come here and explain why. It's not so obvious to make a program about a legal doctor, to enter an operation room, to assist to an operation, to hear all those silly or those dangerous noises. Didn't you find any funnier topic than that?
Well, so you spoke about operation, so it was dissection of the dead body, so my program was about the medical examiner.
And you never fainted or?
No, I've been only once there, so, and I haven't fainted, so.
So this job is a quite technical job for the doctor. Why did you choose Radek, the doctor? Because there was something more than just operations.
Yeah, so I should say I know Radek for quite long. We have been very good friends for 10 years maybe. So it was him and his opinions that I thought are so important and so interesting. So he's very strong personality, some kind of Don Quixote tilting at windmills, and always just having very strong passion for everything and fighting for principles. And so it was also this layer, not only this quite weird job.
More clear about this second layer? It has also to do with a kind of other autopsy.
Yeah, so maybe I can add that Radek studied theology parallel to medicine, and so he's able to make more deeper thoughts and maybe to tackle more universal questions or principles. And yeah, at the end of the feature, Radek tries to make an autopsy of the society. So he's
kind of metaphor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now the excerpt that we are going to listen to is not for sensible ears, but there's a real very, very funny part in it at the end. So he's showing the instrument with which he's working, and if he's waiting for a dead body to come, he's just sitting there. Otherwise, other people would play with the pick and so on. But he has all those instruments, and I tell it because otherwise you might miss it. Just for passing the time, he takes these instruments and he's playing like kind of cha-cha-cha or bossa nova, waiting for a dead body to enter. This is fantastic radio. Let's listen to it. Thank you, Eva.
Thank you. Thank you.
「 No, tady máme takový ty hlavní nástroje, co používáme u pitvy. To je chirurgická ocel nerezová. To jsou v podstatě stejný jako operatérský. No. A tohle se říká střevní nůžky, oni se s ním stříhá teda lecos, nejenom střeva, protože ty jsou tenký, křehký a potřeba těchto nůžek vznikla už asi v 16. století. Na těch nástrojích v podstatě není co měnit. Pořád potřebováváme vodu, protože samozřejmě z těch orgánů vytéká poměrně velké množství nestražené krve a my potřebujeme mít přehled, takže ta voda teče neustále. Třeba tohle je nástroj, který používá téměř výhradně pitevní laborant, to je tzv. Kostotom, neboli nástroj na přestřihávání žeber.
To vypadá něco mezi...
To jsou takový divný kleště. No.
S hákem na
je to v podstatě hák, podél kterého vyjíždí ostrá čepel a celé je to upevněno na poměrně dlouhou páku. To všechno si ty doktoři vypůjčili z kuchyně, protože tam to je leta odzkoušený. Tady máme klasický, úplně klasický břitvy. A tím se vyholují třeba oblasti kolem rán, když chceme vyfotit střelnou ránu nebo když chceme vyfotit bodnou ránu a potřebujeme to přesně změřit, tak tím se vyholí okolí. Tak a tadyhle jsou nástroje, které se nepoužívají příliš často. To jsou schovaný. Tady je totiž vibrační pilka. Ta nám pomáhá rozrušovat kosti. Jo, těm vibracím ty kosti na to nejsou stavěný, na ty vibrace. Nevydrží, rozruší se mnohem s nás a jak se tam udělá velice rychle rovný řez. Tady je pilka, kterou občas řežeme lebku vyloženě. No a tohle to už je vyloženě železářství. Vrtáky, frézy, zase ty sponky. Tohle je sonda. Tohle je strašně důležité, tím se dá napíchnout nějaká dutina, tím žlábkem si prostě tady já do zkumavky chytnu tu odtékající tekutinu. Vrtačka je klasický kolovrátek, kde tady dopředu se dávají všechny ty různé nástavce. Když tam dám, tak tohle rovná je fréza. Tohle je dlátko zase se žlábkem. Já si tímhle dlátkem můžu nabourat do splavů lebních a vzít si krev přímo ze splavů lebních, což je strašně důležitý, protože při otoku mozku strašně rychle dojde k zástavě průtoku krve mozkem. Takže krev, která tam zůstala, je vlastně krev z doby toho úrazu. A já si můžu udělat rozbor té krve. Co bych mohl zjistit, jsou jedy, které mezi tím v celém zbytku těla nejsou. Já nejčastěji chrastím pinzetou. Tak to já si vždycky hraju. A když mám co dělat, tak čekám na práci, tak si hraju s pinzetou. Ta medicína je tak napůl truhlařina. Naprosto klasické dlátko, kterým se dá odsekat třeba středoušní dutina nebo nosní dutiny nebo něco takového. Tohle, ten dlouhý nůž, to je takzvaný mozkový nůž. Tím se řeže mozek. Obecně všechny ty orgány by se měly pokud možno rozříznout jedním tahem. Takže čím delší mám tu čepel, tím větší vlastně mám možnost rozříznout orgán.
Thank you, Eva. And in fact, on the CD-ROM there is more, but there's more poetry in it, because at the same time Eva follows the wife of Radek, who is telling fairy tales to the little daughter at night. So you have also this makes this program very special. Okay, thank you.
So we will go to Austria. So Franziska Dorau from Austria, from Off, and we have an excerpt also, but first I will ask you about your topic, Holodomor. What does it mean, Holodomor? We go from the forensic doctor to another macabre topic. Yes, Holodomor. What is Holodomor?
Yes, Holodomor is a Ukrainian word which was coined shortly before Ukraine got independent, and it describes, you could translate it as a murder by hunger, and it describes the famine which took place in 1932 and 33 in Ukraine and other agricultural areas of the Soviet Union.
And Franziska traveled in Ukraine and gathered witnesses from this period. But how come that you chose this topic?
It's a very, I don't know, I just heard about it and I was really stunned that there was such a
terrible tragedy, which is really comparable to the Holocaust in terms of number of victims and methods and everything. And I had never heard about it, and then many other people have heard about it, like Lisbeth, for example.
Because we have to tell that, in fact, when we started to work together, I really tried to push Franziska to work on another topic. Because I thought, really, this is a very, very serious and dark, and it's a great story, of course, and an important story. And we had a lot of discussions in the beginning, but Franziska is very stubborn, and she said, I want to go to Ukraine. I want to work on this topic. And so she did. And so it was, and I must say, you are stubborn, but I really admire you for your stubbornness also, because you really say, I want to do this. I mean, you also tried another story with another really difficult story with the Russian mafia. So you have something with no. But it ended up in this piece, and it's a very serious one, and you did a great work. There's a lot of work in it, because it's all these, you know that when you record in Russian and English and have to make it work into German, and it was aired at OFF, and it was also sold to Deutschland Radio, and has been aired there last month. Yeah. So we will hear. Maybe you will say where we are in the piece, because
yes, this is what you will hear is the oldest of the witnesses of the time. He was 92 years old when I interviewed him, and he was 13 at the age of at the moment of the famine, and lived in an orphanage. And the directors of the orphanage had the order to make the children work. They should contribute to prevent epidemics, and go to the villages where the people had died from hunger, and take the corpses away and bury them.
So we will listen to it, and thank you very much. And thank you for your work.
Yes.
И поручила руководству детского дома.
Es geht darum, die Prophylaxe, die Vorbeugung der Verseuchung der Territorien durchzuführen.
Профилактикой.
Im Heim werden also Brigaden gebildet, mit jeweils 8 bis 10 Kindern.
В ближайших селах профилактикой заражения различными заболеваниями.
Charlies Brigade hat die Aufgabe, in die umliegenden Dörfer zu fahren, nach Gravske und Semyonovska.
Мы заходили с улицы на улицу, из дома в дом.
Straße für Straße fahren sie die Dörfer ab.
И проверяли,
gehen in jedes Haus hinein
нет ли
und suchen nach Leichen.
В этих забытых домах нет ли там трупов.
Sie gehen auf die Dachböden, in die Keller und in alle Zimmer. Alles muss sorgfältig durchsucht werden.
Находили там трупы.
Dann legen sie die Leichen auf einen Pferdewagen. 5 bis 6 passen hinein.
У нас был, Transport был.
Sie fahren damit in den Wald. Dort hat eine andere Kinderbrigade schon die Gruben gegraben. Sie werfen die Leichen hinein und schütten sie zu. Das ist ihre Aufgabe.
Никаких документов, ничего, как самый настоящий скот.
Wie viele Leichen hat seine Brigade beseitigt, frage ich Charlie.
Ну, считайте, так это длилось.
Das kann man im Prinzip leicht ausrechnen.
Примерно зима.
Es dauert Winter, Frühling und Sommer.
Весна, лето.
Sie fahren fast jeden Tag und finden etwa 5 bis 6 Leichen. Wenn man das multipliziert, 25 Fahrten pro Monat mal 5 Leichen, das macht 125 Leichen pro Monat. Mal 9 Monate Da kommt man auf knapp 1300 Leichen. Können Sie sicher sein, dass Sie keine noch lebenden, nur vom Hunger geschwächten Menschen beerdigen? Frage ich Charlie. Die Leute, die sich noch bewegen können, lassen Sie liegen. Die noch atmen, sich aber nicht bewegen können, werden mit auf die Fuhre geladen. Die sind schon totgeweiht.